back with another classic, and before me we got a 2019 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1, and it's my ZL1. Let's get into this review. So I made a video stressing that this is my dream car. You're now looking at my dream car. I love this car so much, and reason being because I'm gonna be honest, I don't have the funds to get into a hypercar, Lamborghini, McLaren, you know, Ferraris, Porsches, etc. This is a bang for your buck, and this is as close as you could get to a supercar without spending over $100,000. I think it's a bargain. For 2019, the 2020 or the 2021s, you got to pre-order them. I can't wait. I believe 650 horses and 650 pound-feet of torque. It's enough. I believe it's overkill, but I'm just not gonna play myself a third time. I actually passed up on getting this car twice. We're not going a third time. And the reason why I love this one, I've seen a couple. I saw the one with the 1 Elite package. I like that. I like that a lot, but I'm not that much into racing. Like, I'm not going to the tracks, I'll be honest. Maybe once in a blue we might hit the tracks, but I wanted something with just like the, you know, a daily driver type. Burns gas, crazy. The MPG is trash, very uncomfortable, but it's my dream car. I'm willing to make those sacrifices, and I'm willing to live with it. I love this car. I love this car. I love this car. As you can see, let's get into the review. We got 6-piston brakes up front, 4-piston in the rear, 20-inch wheels. Love these wheels. Love the way the first owner spec'd this car out. He did an amazing job. As you can see, the tone on this color is amazing. The silver with the smoke gray matches the carbon fiber on the hood, the carbon fiber stickers. As you can see, it says ZL1 on the wheel, on the brake calipers, with the red stripes on the Mopar logo. We got running LED headlights, fog lights. Love the front fascia of this car. It just looks like it can eat anything in its path, and it's ready. It can eat a lot of y'all. Watch out, cats. ZL1, again, everything very detailed on the rear calipers. The tail lights, not too much of a fan of, but again, I could live with that. I kind of like these more than the previous generation, where they were kind of full and squared. I like these bubble. They represent somewhat of a, I want to say a C7. Did I say that right? Is that the one? Love the quad exhaust. I love this black, piano black strip that goes around the whole car. Is a nice kit. Adds on to the, gives it, I don't know, that oomph. You may not be able to see it much on camera, but it definitely looks a lot more aggressive in person. We got the flow tie. ZL1. The badging is amazing. I love how they didn't go crazy with the badging. You got a ZL1 badge here. You got 2 on the hood, as you can see. The bulge, carbon fiber bulge. ZL1 on both sides. ZL1 on the steering wheel. We got ZL1 on the gear selector. ZL1 on the seats. So, okay, they might have put it in a couple places, but it's enough. It's not overkill, right? It says ZL1 where it needs to. Again, love the wheels. I put these spike valves on them. Color scheme is amazing. I love the color scheme. This one is spec'd out crazy. Let's jump into the interior. We got a sunroof. Love the way the sunroof glides. I would have wished it opened all the way, but if you notice, any sunroof opening and kind of going inside, retracting inside the car, I believe that's kind of dated. This is kind of like the trending style, like the way they glide and sit off the top of the roof. I like that. I love that. Alcantara leather mix. We got red stitching. Again, the previous owner, I bought this car used, 7,800 miles. The previous owner, he must have spec'd this car out the way he really wanted to, and he did an amazing job. We got red seat belts. Again, ZL1 embroidered on the seats. These are Recaro seats, as you can see. Red stitching. Then we got some red lines. Crazy pattern. Love this pattern. Alcantara steering wheel. I'm gonna be honest, not too enthused about the steering wheel. I feel it should have been thicker, but I guess they did that due to the fact that when you put this car on track, the steering wheel gets so heavy. So if it was a thicker steering wheel, it'll probably feel too heavy. Might have felt heavier than it does now. Maybe that's kind of why they went slim. Not too sure. If you're gonna get this car, be sure you have a secondary, because this car is not for 4 people, at least 4 tall people. If you got kids, you can pull it off. A baby, I wouldn't really chance it. We got wireless charging. Love that. We got our heads-up display. We'll get into the interior. To pop the hood, you got the latch right under here. Let's take a look at that engine. You guys are gonna see, my stuff in it. I'm not gonna take it out. The rain threw me off. So pardon me if this review is a bit sloppy. I'm a truck driver. I gotta go to work. And we know when we're gonna come back. We got stuff to do. This is your 6.2 supercharged LT4. This engine does whine, for those that don't know. Very powerful engine. Again, 650 horses, 650 pound-feet of torque. What more do you want? And the engine whines. Can't go wrong. Love this engine. What sold me was the whine. Aside from having power, you whine too, you're mine. Again, the carbon fiber bulge on the hood. I love these inlets on the side too. Aside from the grill, this middle grill here, those side inlets just add so much character. This car has so much character. And I love the fact that it resembles an SS so much, an SS1 LE. So you gotta look for the badging and the little details like the wheels, the calipers, the badging, of course, for you to know that it's a ZL1. If you know, you know. But for the most part, I don't get that many looks as much as I did when I was driving the Scat Pack wide body. Here's your trunk. We got 2 cameras, by the way. We got one just in case you don't want to use the mirror, the rearview mirror, to look behind you. We'll get into that when we step inside, but that's it up there on the wing. And then we got the other one that's right here by the license plate. That's your backup camera. Quad exhaust. The car definitely sounds amazing. And as we get inside, does have a trunk popper. That's oil for my truck. Got some things for my truck. It's big. The cutout is not, but it does extend further back. You can fold the seats down to get more room. The only flaw with that is the fact that it's a bench seat, so you're folding the whole seat down. So if you are going to carry something large enough, it can only be 2 people in the car. I love how the tail lights are smoked, and also the tail light in the middle as well. The tail lights are smoked. Again, they match very well with the color scheme. They just add character. Everything in this car it flows. It matches. Execution. Shout out to you, first owner. You did what I would have did. As we jump into the interior, let's talk about it. One thing I do want to mention as we climb in, the doors, they do open up wide. It's a 2-door. You guys really need to stop the BS. I don't know if Lambo or McLaren, those guys, they copyrighted that or whatever, but Come on, make them go up. If you're gonna make them go up, open that wide, make them go up, or I don't know, cut them short, you know, do something, you know, make it work. But I can't open this car when I'm parked in certain parking lots because the door opens too wide. But I love the fact that if you do want to access the trunk, you hold on to here, and you know, it's kind of easy. You could just push the button with your thumb. That was creative, but the doors, not too creative. Sorry guys, it's a bit warm outside. So as we take a look at the interior, again, storage, it's bad. You got 2 pockets in here. I guess you could put your phone in here, but if you got it connected to CarPlay or Android Auto, it's not gonna work for you because you gotta have it plugged. You're not gonna have the wire running through your legs. This is to open your trunk. We have Bose. Love the Bose. I stress that enough. I think I've said it in about 5 of my 19 videos. Bose, 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 Bose. We need Bose. Love the Bose. We got memory seating. If you guys take a look, we got the heads-up display. You can adjust that and add more info on it. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, sorry, the glare or the light, but unknown title, that's the music. You could put the compass, and this is your G's to match your RPM. Paddle shifter. Love the manual, the way the manual feels when you put it on manual mode. Again, as we take a look inside, we got carbon fiber up here, very little. They should have added more. It was like, here, we'll give you a little more carbon fiber. You know, you should do it on the whole dash. The button, I wish it would have been a circle. I don't know, it looks kind of whack, I'll be honest. Don't really like it much. I wish it would have been a circle and not a square. And the navigation, the screen itself, very responsive, but I don't know, it looks like something out of a Malibu. It probably is, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, I'm sorry, I haven't seen a Malibu in a while. Ambient lighting, I've noticed that a lot of them have like these solid colors. I love the fact that this one is like two-tone. As you can see, it changes. I'll show you guys a nighttime video. I think I have one. I'll be sure to implement it, but I love the ambient lighting in here is amazing. Again, this car does have navigation and a lot of your PDR, that's to clock your times whenever you're on the track, etc. And then on settings, I love this. You go to vehicle, driving mode, engine sound. You can adjust this. Obviously, I have it on track, but if you want this to sound like a V6, you can. And, oh, it does. But we'll keep it on track. You can change the suspensions. Again, sorry, guys. Just got the car. Again, I really don't want to leave without doing a review, so we might get more to detail. This is my car. I'm going to do my best to keep it for as long as I can because, again, this is my dream car. Another feature that I love, this car is so loaded with features. As you can see, this is a mirror. Well, that's the camera, sorry. This is the mirror, obviously. Sorry, guys, a bit hot. It's hot. This is the mirror. This is the camera. We got blind spot. That's my daughter. Blind spot, heads up, heated and cool seats. Love the vents. This right here is one of my favorite parts and favorite air vents of any car. I love how they implemented this into the air vents. Almost missed this. Park and brake. You got to step on the brake pedal, step on it, and then pull it. Then it's active. You feel it stop too. Traction control, it'll turn it off, as you can see. And this is your mode selector. And this is my interior, guys. Red seat belts again, can't miss that. wireless charging. I mentioned that. As we take a look at the storage, very small, but we do have 2 USB ports. As we take a look at the glove box, sorry, couple things here. Very small. Again, this is not, I don't consider this car daily. It's just not. Let's be realistic. It's not enough room in here. Groceries are limited. Groceries are limited. But for the most part, heated steering wheel, everything is very self-explanatory. I kind of didn't like the fact that to change the music, it's here. They should have put it somewhere. I don't know. I guess it's not comfortable, but I don't know. I feel I miss having it here, but then it gets into the way of your paddle shifters. But nothing, you know, nothing's crazy. It's nothing bad. It's certain little things, you know, but again, I am willing to live with the negatives of this car. These mats are an afterthought. I don't like them because they're like a fake WeatherTech, but they do belong to the car. They do fit the car perfectly, and you know, it's rubber, so you could just wash them off. But they're not WeatherTech. Very grippy. And there you go. Let's go for a test drive. I don't think you guys saw that. We got the ZL1 on the shifter. The layout is not the best, but I love the fact that it's very, very user-friendly. Again, the only thing I would say that I don't like is the screen. I think this just looks like it belongs on a hybrid, not on an 8-cylinder, 650 horsepower car. It should have looked a lot more aggressive. Maybe resembled a Corvette, but I know why they do it. They do it for marketing purposes. They don't want this catching up to that Corvette, even though this one is kind of killing the C8 out there as far as how fast. The 0 to 60 on that is 2.7. This is 3.5, but I think this one, due to the fact that it has more torque, it'll lay it down better. And, oh, I'm sorry, up here. All the lights are LED. They did not slack off. Again, this is one of them cars where they just took their time. They made it to where it's you can compete with the top dogs, like the Lambos, etc. You're gonna, okay, the outside doesn't look as much appealing, certain things doesn't, but this has a lot of features. This is so ready. I love this. It's like some inlets look like diamonds from far. They definitely, the detail in this car is just amazing. And I love how you can also open and close the air vents, again, to heat, cold or warm. And as you can see, the little screen here shows you how warm, how cold, etc. It's amazing. And if you notice, this strip is the same strip that's on the C8. So I love the layout. Of course, the C8's layout is way better, but they came close in here. This is amazing. This car is amazing. Again, it's very few things that I hate, but those few things that I hate is not enough to where I'm going to want to get rid of this car soon. And now we go for the test drive, finally, right? Driving the 2019 Camaro ZL1, aka my dream car. Off the rip, I'm going to be honest, this is ridiculous. Like, this car is ridiculous. I can see why a lot of people get the SS, but I'm going to make it make sense. Be sure to drive this before you get the SS, because nowadays a brand new SS, fully loaded, fully equipped, the way you want it, spec'd out crazy, is gonna run you about 55, maybe 60 grand. I think you better off biting a bullet and just get this. Hear that engine whine. Again, it's crazy. It's just crazy. It's super crazy how you got 650 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque, and everybody's just driving nonchalant, like, you know, not nonchalant, just, I don't know, they don't know what this is, not realizing that this is hypercar territory, and that's why I got it. Again, if I would have got this before the Chargers, both of them that I had, I would have been 3 years into my payment. No, 2 years into the payment. You know, one in 8 months. 1 year and 8 months into the payment. You know what I'm saying? Like, this just is it. You know, after knowing that you got so much horsepower and so much torque, you just don't care. Like, I had a Hellcat pull up next to me. Beautiful. I love the Hellcats. I'm not trying to rain on nobody's parade. Have fun. But it's like, unless you got mods, that's the only way where it's me giving you the time, the day and the time, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Again, this is why I just wanted this car. It's something about knowing that you got that type of power, even if you never use it. Knowing that you have that much power in your hands. You understand? It's like you became, I'll use this analogy. You became president from one day to the next. If you catch my drift. The bumps, it absorbs it well. Visibility sucks. It sucks. Again, look at that. I'm doing 35 right now, and you hear it. And the other day I drove it. You guys are gonna meme that. The other day I drove it, and my wife was outside, and I asked her, I said, did you hear the whine? And she said, yes. I said, no, not the growl. Did you hear the whine? And she said, yes, I know what a whine is. You know, I took my wife, she don't care about cars like I do. Of course, she's not an enthusiast, but I talk her ear off of cars. I could talk about cars all day long. I think me and Doug DeMuro get along just great. A lot of y'all, Stratman, I'm hoping to, you know, meet with these guys. Again, this is my dream car. This is my dream car. And what makes it my dream car is the fact that it's American. I'm sure it's fairly cheap to maintain. You know, parts are cheap. We won't have to get them shipped from overseas or whatever because it's not German. No pun intended. And it's fully loaded. It's fully loaded. It's loaded. And look, I lay the power down on curves like I do 70 miles an hour on curves. And this car is like, is that all you got? So I'm going to assume when it gets scary is that like in the hundreds. And even I was doing some numbers the other day, and let me tell you, even at those kind of numbers, those three-digit numbers, when them curves come up, this thing is eating, because I was doing them type of numbers and I stepped on it. And you know, in your mind, you're waiting for the car to kind of slow itself down because of the weight. The weight is going to help it kind of slow itself down after going those crazy speeds. So, but this car didn't. It's almost like it just stayed there steady. That was scary. Like that kind of, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that we just don't hear about, and I'm sure we've seen it on the news where it's just been an accident. You know, people died. I'm sure people have died. This is crazy. This is a lot of power, And look, we are on tour mode. I forgot. I'm gonna put it on track mode. I'm on track mode right now, and the steering wheel, it got so heavy. And I said earlier, I wish the steering wheel would have been a little thicker, but I'm sure that would have made it feel a lot more uncomfortable. But then the way it hugs, and it's wet right now, and I feel so confident behind the wheel. Again, it'll slip a little. It might hydroplane too, but it works. Like, it's crazy. I'm gonna take it off of track mode only because it's wet. Let's play it safe. It's my second day with the car. I don't want to rap. But oh man, and again, it's that this is like that status. Like, I felt like I've reached that status to where a Lambo will pull up in, and it's like, all right, he's kind of worth my time. You know what I'm saying? Lambos and up. I love them all. They're all unique in its own way. I just love this because this is by far the total package for the price. They have market the price just a little bit, but not as much as they did the Hellcats, and even the Scat Packs are now crazy. Like a Scat Pack, depending on where you go, $69,000. You are out of your rabbit behind mind if you think I'm gonna pay $70,000 for 480 horses. It is not happening. It is not happening. Hear that? Supercharger wine. Doing numbers right now. Doing numbers, I'm telling you. The 0 to 60 on this is so accurate. We'll get to that in another video. Alright. I'll let you one more time. It's like watching a review of a Charger whining. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. You hear it like the camera is by the hood, just focused on the whine. You hear it. That right there sold me. I don't want to do this car again because it's a hefty tag, hefty note. But you only live once, and we got it. We can afford this. We just didn't want to, but we can. Love this car. My favorite car. Oh my god. It's cool in here, but the adrenaline. That wine is crazy. And no car language. Stay tuned, more content coming soon. I'm out. I gotta get out of here. I gotta pull over. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is super crazy. If you don't believe I'm going fast, look out the window. 3 seconds ago.